So at AKOVA, we strive to build the best gear in the world. We go out and we do all of these different activities ourselves. We have families, so we're building products that we want and need ourselves, as well as for our partners and our kids. And at the end of the day, the best products we can make are the ones that people don't even realize they're wearing. Because if a product is moving with you, if it's cut and articulated correctly, it's using the best fabrics and technologies in the world, you're able to focus on what you're doing and you aren't thinking about being uncomfortable in your clothes. And so at the end of the day, we are trying to improve our experiences and also create products that are going to improve the experiences for others as well. When we look at apparel production, there's a lot of key factors that we are taking into consideration. At the top, we want to build the highest performance, best products. But we have to balance that with sustainability, being environmentally aware of the impact our production is making, and also be thoughtful about the mills, the factories, the people working there, ensuring that they are having safe conditions as well as good living wages. Because yes, we do want to build the best products, but if we don't factor in sustainability and our impact on the environment, the places that we love to go aren't going to be there. And we do believe in treating people well, and everyone that we partner with, everyone we work with, we want to ensure that they're treated extremely well, and that's going to lead to, at the end of the day, we are building a brand and looking at a 100-year view. Not next year, not 5 years from now, not 20 years from now. We want this brand to last for a long time, and in order to achieve that, we have to do things right, we have to treat people well, and then we will be here for a long time. So we've been building high-performance technical apparel for 22 years now. And throughout that time, we've built, this is our third brand. The first was Sitka, and then Kuyu after that, and now AKOVA. And throughout that period of time, I've had the opportunity to work with or test pretty much all of the top fabrics from the different mills, the different factories across the industry. And I've been extremely fortunate to work with Toray International since 2009. And through that time, we've built an amazing relationship of trust and respect. And I genuinely do believe that they are a leader in high performance technical materials. And that is not just me saying that, that comes from both myself testing the products and putting them on our professional athletes, Olympians, and sending them out into the harshest conditions in the world and saying, your job is to try to break this product. Push it as hard as you possibly can. Push yourself as hard as you possibly can. And what I truly value about my partnership with Toray is when we start product development, we sit down and we talk about what the activity is, what the end user is going to be doing, what the demands are going to be. And then we either look at if they have a fabric option and a technology that suits that, we use that. And if there isn't one in existence, they're willing to work with us and develop new fabric technologies and push that innovation even further to meet the demands of the top athletes in the world. And so throughout our relationship, it's been amazing to work with them in those capacities. And as we look at Torain, this is one of those examples. And so everyone in the industry is moving towards being more environmentally friendly and sustainable. And C6 DWR is being phased out and being replaced with C0, which changes the landscape of waterproof breathable membranes. And so majority of the membranes on the market are hydrophilic. Torain is a hydrophobic membrane. And as we're moving into this new landscape of C0 DWRs, we talked to Toray, we talked to their team of scientists and chemists, and they specialize in nanotechnology and their knowledge is way above mine. But the way that they've explained it to me is these hydrophilic membranes are going to perform in more variable conditions at a higher level and more consistently than some of the hydrophilic counterparts. And so when we looked at our ski and snowboard outerwear and the variable conditions that you're going to experience, whether you're in Alaska, British Columbia, in the Sierras, Colorado, Montana, Wyoming, on any given day you could experience moisture, you could experience cold, you could experience warmer temperatures, And your exertion levels are continually changing when you're doing these sports because you're high exertion going downhill. If you're riding a chairlift up, you're being still and lower exertion, or your manpower back up to the top. So we needed a membrane that would maintain consistent performance no matter the conditions and no matter the exertion. While we appreciate and respect all lab testing, we verify everything in the field. And so we tested a ton of different membranes, and across the board, our athletes, myself, the Olympians, they all came back to and chose the Torain fabric membrane as being the highest performance. Our goal is to build the best, so that's what we chose. Throughout my time developing products, we've used a variety of insulations from a variety of different manufacturers. And when we first experienced and were able to test 3DFX, we knew that this was something different and something special. From my own personal experience, we're able to create a product that is lighter but warmer, and we're still able to maintain some stretch throughout the product, which is huge. And another key thing, a lot of the activities that we're building products for require high levels of exertion. You're active while you're doing it, so you're creating body heat. And many of the other synthetic materials on the market require a non-stretch coated face fabric. And that coating, well, the non-stretch part limits your mobility, and then the coating limits the breathability. And so what I find truly amazing about 3DEFX is the variety of temperature ranges and exertion levels that I can wear it in and still maintain comfort. I'm never getting too hot and I'm never getting too cold. And we've taken these products down well below zero, and then you can still be comfortable wearing it in 60, 65 degrees, which is pretty mind-blowing. The technology and the way that the hollow core fibers are constructed is more complex than I'm going to go into right now. But the actual end use is truly fantastic. And if you haven't experienced that technology, you should try it, because once you have it, it's going to be the jacket you reach for every single day. I've had the privilege of working with Toray International for a long time now, and we have had highs and lows together. And at the end of the day, some of the most memorable things for me have been their willingness to work with us to design and develop and innovate new fabric technologies, their willingness to go through extreme prototyping and testing and maintain the patience where on their end they're doing all the lab testing and then they're handing the prototypes over to us and believing that we're going to put them on some of the best athletes in the world and send them to the harshest conditions and say, okay, the lab testing passed and it meets what we think it's going to do, but let's actually prove it in the real world. And we send the athletes out, and then we take their feedback and we refine and we refine and we refine. And one aspect of Toray International that I really respect is their dedication to creating the best, their attention to detail, their quality control standards. I mean, imperfections are not tolerated. And for us as a brand, we know that they care about our brand experience and our partnership, and we know that they deeply care about our customers and the end users of the products, and ensuring that as a collective partnership we are delivering the best products in the world. And so in addition to all of that, when you do enough manufacturing, when you do enough products, there are going to be situations that maybe don't go exactly as you want. And one thing that has been extremely memorable to me is Toray's willingness to stand behind their product and always ensure that things are done to the highest quality and the highest standards. And so we have I believe, a deep amount of mutual respect and admiration for each other, and very grateful to be working with them. The future for AKOVA is really exciting. We are going to continue designing, developing, innovating with Toray International to make products that we want and need for ourselves, our families, our athletes, and expanding our current collections in the categories that we're in, as well as adding some new categories that are extremely important and major parts of our lives. And you'll have to stay tuned to see what those are.